Today is my rest day after my slow 10 miles yesterday. But the only thing I can do is get outside, find some fresh air, and pray for peace.
My Republican family voted against Kamala specifically because they said she was going to drag us into World War III. But look at what we've got going on right now. Not only is he tweeting out incendiary comments like, Tehran, you all need to evacuate immediately. I told you so. It's too late. Millions of lives are going to perish because Iran didn't sign the agreement that I took them out of the last time I was in office. And even last night, making comments, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Nobody knows what I'm going to do. That's literally an interview he just gave last night about something as serious as whether or not he's dragging our country into a war we did not start and do not belong in. He's taking it with such a flippant attitude, whether he's going to allow our country that already has our bombs dropping on Iran, whether we're going to go proactively participate in preemptively slaughtering tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Hello, my wonderful people. How are you? I hope you are doing fine. You are welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane. Guys, look at these MAGA supporters. These MAGA snowflakes. These are the same clowns who screamed America first at the top of their lungs, who voted for Donald Trump like he was the second coming of Jesus, who called everybody else sheep and traitors for daring to question their orange God. And now, their sons and daughters, American soldiers, real human beings with families, are being sent off to die for Israel in a war that is not theirs, not America's war, Israel's war. A war Trump started after swearing up and down that he was going to be the man of peace. Remember that? Trump promised you all that he would end wars, not start them. He spent the entire campaign calling Kamala Harris a warmonger who would drag us into more forever wars. Vote for me and we'll have peace like you've never seen, he said. No new wars under Trump. Well, guess what? It is March 2026 and Trump just launched a full-scale joint US-Israel bombing campaign on Iran. US troops are already dying. More are being deployed right now. Trump himself admitted that there will be more American deaths. He won't even rule out boots on the ground. This is not some precision strike. This is escalating into a regional bloodbath, all to protect Israel and take out Iran's leadership. And these MAGA supporters, the same people who called us globalists and Israel haters when we warned them, are now crying on podcasts, on Truth Social, on every right-wing corner of the internet. Betrayed, betrayed. This is not America first. My kid should not die for a foreign country. Oh, boo fucking who? You voted for this. You cheered when Trump surrounded himself with the same neocons and Israel hawks he pretended to hate. You ignored every red flag because owning the libs was more important than your own children's lives. You called us anti-American for saying endless Middle East wars only benefit defense contractors and Bibi Netanyahu. Now reality is slapping you in the face and you are shocked, finding out the hard way that Trump was never anti-war. He was just anti the wars that did not stroke his ego or fill his donors' pockets. He told you Kamala would start wars. Then he himself has started one of the biggest wars in recent memory. Guys, let's see what people are talking and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Our soldiers are gonna be in Israel right now as we speak in order to defend the Israelis. Do the Israelis pay for our military? Are they the ones who are shelling out $1 trillion a year for our military? No, they're not. We pay for our military. Why are our soldiers based in Israel? Why do we have F-22 Raptors in Israel in order to protect Israel?
They're there to get killed. If they get killed, Israel's gonna throw the biggest party in the world. And be like, now America's forced into our war. Now you serve us loyally. if they're going to start a war, they should defend themselves. They shouldn't put our guys, Americans, in the front lines to get murdered so that we'll get dragged into a bigger war and we fight it for them just like we did in Iraq.
So this is what Lindsey Slytherin Graham had to say about your sons and daughters dying on behalf of another country.
Command, and if we lose anybody in this operation, they will have died a noble death because they will have risked their lives and sacrificed their lives to make us safer here at home.
This coming from a man who has never sacrificed so much as a toenail to the cause of the United States. The only thing that this man has ever done is take from corporations, particularly those that are in the military-industrial complex, while sending your sons and daughters off to die in foreign wars for a foreign country that nobody wanted. How does this guy keep getting re-elected to the Senate? I don't know. But there is one thing I do know for sure, and that is that this guy, Lindsey Graham, will never sacrifice for you or for me or for anybody on this entire planet, let alone the United States. The only thing he'll do is get you to sacrifice the people you love most so that he can continue to get paid by the military-industrial complex and his AIPAC handlers.
We just bombed Iran, and you're sitting there like it's normal. They say it's about security, they say it's about protecting an ally. But tell me why American jets are headed into another Middle Eastern war. Meanwhile, our grocery bills are still insane and our borders are still a mess. The left will call it stability, the right will call it strength. Both will wrap this in a flag and expect you to clap. But it's American tax dollars, American troops, and American families that are holding their breath. So answer this: are we defending America or volunteering American kids for Israel's fight? This is America's truth, whether you like it or not.
There should be a law that says if you're in the position to send our troops into harm's way, if you have a vote of any kind or any part of the decision-making process, and you support the troops going into battle, your kids have to sign up and serve.
As a parent that voted for Trump and your son is in the military over there in Iran right now, and he's about to get blown to smithereens, or they might be one of the troops that are getting sent back home, how do you feel? Are you going to be on the news crying with them boo-hoo tears because they decided, hey, we're going to send your son to Allah? Like, don't you get up here crying with that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. America ain't trying to hear that shit. You can say it's insensitive, but you know what's even more insensitive? Yo, vote for Trump. Now celebrate and rejoice that child's death.
They want our sons and daughters to fight another war. Pete Hegseth, we are asking American taxpayers to fund the world's greatest military. We are asking mothers and fathers across America to trust us with their most precious resource, their sons and daughters, and we will honor their trust and sacrifice. So in other words, they want us to fight another bankers and politicians war and fight another war for this country that we can't talk about with the white flag and the blue star on it.
Nothing brings me more joy than Trump supporters and MAGA regretting their votes. A South Florida man is regretting his vote after his life partner was kidnapped, and now she's being deported to Cuba.
Vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
A desperate plea to President Trump from a South Florida man fearing his life partner could be deported to Cuba at any moment.
She does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person and she prayed for you. Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized, but it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
There are going to be people who say, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people. I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings. It's not about left or right.
Give me a minute.
This is a firm lesson, and fuck around and find out. And I'm glad that all of you are literally learning your fucking lesson by saying, I didn't know this was gonna happen. I didn't know, good people left and right. No, you knew what the fuck you voted for. You knew what was happening. You just felt like you were protected because you were a Trump supporter and maybe or maybe not white passing. But guess what? Joke's on you. I will vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. I love my freedom. Happy Sunday.
All right, so we attack Iran. Everyone knows that. Everyone's seen it. The only people that this really benefits, it's not us. We benefit absolutely nothing from attacking Iran. The people that benefit from this is Israel. They're the ones who wanted it. They are the ones who have the blackmail on all of the important people in the United States to make this happen. And now it's happened. We didn't need to. Do you really think those negotiations fell apart, or did we back out of them? This is what Iran's wanted this entire time, is to get us into another war. And it's happened so many times. 9/11, the false flag attacks on one of our ships to try and get us into yet another war. It's always been them. I think everyone pretty much knows that. But, you know, unfortunately, I'm a Christian, and there are a lot of other Christians out there that are still, you know, gung-ho for Israel for no freaking reason at all, because they have this twisted idea in their brains that we have to do or die by Israel because they claim that the Bible says so in Genesis 12:3. So Genesis 12:3, it's, you know, it says, those who curse you will be cursed, those who bless you will be blessed, something like that. Yeah, that's not talking about the nation of Israel, dude. The nation of Israel as it exists today is not through the grace of God in 1948. It is through political Zionism. And that's why the nation of Israel exists as it does today. Okay? All my fellow Christians out there that sit there and say, oh, we have to stand by Israel with everything that we have. Can I ask you why you think that? Because the Bible doesn't support that. When God is talking to Abraham in Genesis 12:3, and he says, those who bless you and your descendants will be blessed, those who curse you and your descendants will be cursed, he's talking about Abraham's descendants. Who comes from the line of Abraham? Jesus does. Okay, so he's saying those who bless you and your descendants. So he's saying that the line of Abraham, eventually leading up to Jesus Christ himself, because Jesus, again, comes from the line of Abraham. So we owe nothing to the established political Zionist, secular, Ashkenazi Jewish nation of Israel. We owe nothing to them. Okay, so they're going to continue to pull us into more armed conflicts. We're going to continue to send them billions of dollars. They're going to continue to try and kill people that speak out against them. Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Stop being so ignorant, Christians. Stop. I have all these Christians that I see that I know that are all cheering about it for no freaking reason. Open your eyes and stop being blind.
These guys are so unbelievable. I can't believe they are crying right now. They are crying right now and begging America to do something. These are the people who spent years calling us traitors and communists because we are speaking against this war. Now they are the ones crying and calling for help. Well, let me tell you, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You played the game of cultish loyalty to a con man who always put Israel and billionaire interests first. You won the stupid prize of watching your own family get sent to die in somebody else's fight. We have been saying this for years. Democrats have been saying this, that Trump was never isolationist. He was always transactional, and Israel has the best lobby in town. MAGA's so-called America First was always a grift. It was never about ending empire. It was about redirecting it to whatever fed Trump's narcissistic streak. Now, American blood is being spilled over a war that was sold as defending our ally while your own communities crumble at home. Hospitals are closing, schools are falling apart, wages are stagnant. But sure, let us send more kids to the desert to die for Netanyahu. This is the ultimate I told you so, because Americans want these MAGA supporters. But you all chose vibes over facts, chose ignorance over reality. So cry harder, MAGA. Post your sad TikToks about betrayal, but don't expect the rest of us to shed a tear or join your sudden anti-war march. You built this bed. Now it is time for you to lie in it while your sons and daughters pay the ultimate price for your stupidity. Guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do not forget to like the video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bye-bye.